because they doing such a good job at it. And I'm talking about doing the news. You know, um, news shouldn't be gossip though. That's where I'm like, and that's what most of it is right now. Like even you know, I'm watching people deliver it, and it's like, like Tim Black is doing a good job. Um, even Jason Black and so it's like why do I want to make content sharing now? I'm gonna share a little bit of Royce White today. I'm gonna flip it up on y'all. Just because of what Royce said on the last broadcast, or he do shows, I guess. Call me crazy, and I'm gonna share a little bit of Royce White. I'm gonna share a little bit of NBC right here. And what this is Joe Biden's, because I went back. I was like, let me go back in time. I shared this before, and this is Joe Biden's first Black History. Like he did one 2 years ago, and then he did one 3 years ago. They have it up on the internet, and I'm gonna share just a little bit of it. And in both of them, like you'll notice that it is not about the history. Like they don't go on here and go, you know, Frederick Douglass, Booker T. Washington, Carter G. Woodson. They don't even do W.E.B. Du Bois, right? Which would be more of a left-leaning, um, you know, you know, kind of thing, politics. Because now you're dealing with the NAACP. They do give shout-outs to the Black Caucus, which is a left-leaning, quote unquote left-leaning, but Democrats. Just keep it what it is. They're Democrats. NAACP is Democrats. So now we're seeing those same, the Black Caucus, the Democrats, they're boycotting Trump, right? Besides Target, and Trump's Black History. He just did his, and it was straight. Hey, this is the history. Like he shared. Not only Martin Luther King, but his wife. He went ladies first, and then the men kind of a thing. Like, and that's not what Biden and them did. Biden and them, it was all about Ketanji Jackson and Kamala Harris, more so. Like them being black women, um, et cetera, et cetera. Let me just share this a little bit of this. And now it's okay. So it's playing, and I don't know how much I can play of this. It's fair use by the 19, But this is the first year, so Biden is still in his okay mind,
Good
I guess.
afternoon. Wow, there is just so much love in this room.
This is so cringy.
Joe, Kamala, Doug, and I are honored to be with you for our very first in-person White House Black History Month celebration. It's great to see so many good friends here with us in the residence.
Oh, jeez.
And thank you to DJ D Nice. Where is he? Ah, there you go.
So I wonder if that's D Nice from
quarantine brought us so much joy during the dark moments, and we are so grateful to have you with us today. So thank you for being here.
So I wonder if that's D Nice from Boogie Down Productions.
I know before we came out, Kamala and Doug were saying how many times they were in their apartment and they were dancing together, party of two. I can't say the same of Joe, but...
Gotta take a shot.
Party of one. The history of our nation, the history of African Americans who helped build our nation, is cataloged in the tangible milestones
African
and
Black
moments
Americans
and trials and triumphs. We remember the names of those who shaped the course of our country and whose hands have written the story of America. Many of those hands belong to you. Yes.
It is an attempt to, stay away from identifying our true, heroes. Like, I mean, when I do hip hop and I go, Malcolm X, Martin Luther King, and we'll say, Kwame Ture is one that I like to use. But Fred Hampton, right? Those three are the martyrs of black hip hop, I say, right? So it's not me trying to subtract Medgar Evers, John F. Kennedy, and Robert F. Kennedy. I would say that those are the white hip hop martyrs, right? Like, you should know their stories as well, and what went on in the 60s as far as our leaders being murdered like that. So, playing a little puzzle quest. And I'm going to share a little bit of Royce Wright here, and then I think that's all I'm going to use. The reason why I'm sharing Royce Wright is because, let me turn this down. I'm sharing a little Royce Wright because he mentions my word, epistemology. And I thought it was cool. Like, but he came up to it with talking about Star Wars, which happened a long, long time ago in a galaxy far, far away. And right now we're supposed to be living or moving towards Star Trek. See, Star Trek is the future. Star Wars is the past. And, he gives his little, spill on it, and then he starts talking about artificial intelligence and how, why we're supposed to be afraid of it, because we're supposed to be going into the Matrix now, like, and we're trying not to be Borg, the fear of knowing the future, or trying, we're predicting the future and what we need to be afraid of. And I'm embracing it, that's what I'm doing. That's why I am the tautological epistemologist. Epistemologist, right? I got to make sure I get my pronunciations right. But in the end, I'm still saying hip hop is an American culture created by the children of the 1960 civil rights movement. It is Generation X turn to lead our nation. We are the leaders in that right now. And then right after that is Gen Y, the millennials. And the millennials is, I guess J.D. Vance he's a millennial, so he might be the next president. But the president is just a figurehead. I have no, my qualms with the Bidens was that when they flipped the switch the way that they did, it really destroyed black families, right? He's no longer the head of the family, and we was already having a major issue with 70% of our children growing up in single-parented homes. They're complaining about 30% of white families growing up in single-parented homes, and at the same time trying to make it this big movement of Kamala Harris being married with her white husband and Ketanji Jackson being married with her white husband. And my beef isn't with them being with white men. It's just traditionally in Christianity and all the other religions, right? The man is the head. So to downplay their importance, even with Jill just now, that's why I shared that, to downplay Joe's importance, like he's really not the head. And that's clearly a feminism movement. And so we're seeing all these black females now being counterattacked to the black prosecutors that went after Trump to try to lock him up for, cheating on his wife is what the true accusation was. It's called adultery, and therein is where you get into the all right, now the flip script. And but the black women that they're going after, they're single. Even the one that was the uh, she was quote unquote LGBTQIA, right? The I'm not like I'm trying not to memorize their names because it's but she her and they weren't never married, but now they're separated and they have an adopted child. And her name slips me right now, but because I really didn't want to rap too long on it, because it's like I'm not here to gossip about Big Tish, right? That's the one in New York that um, proudly that they had a statue up of. You know what I mean? Like she was the standard black woman, and how they're the leaders and the men aren't their heads. And then we see all the issues, you know, them being attacked now for fraud, waste, and abuse. Right? The same narrative that they went after a lot of black women, as soon as Trump and them, they just used what the Democrats use. And they went after a lot of black women and men for fraud, waste, and abuse. And now we're still trying to fix that. And we find ourselves needing, in order to fix it, we're going to need one, restitution for being, wrongfully accused, right? Wrongfully terminated, wrongfully, right? And then at the same time, y'all gave those jobs to the illegals, that came over the line, and that we lost over the years, and now we're losing more. And so it's the opportunities is there because now they have to rehire people, but that's the glass ceiling of terminating our employment and then having us to rehire every 4 years. So we need restitution for that, and then we still need the traditional. Hey, this is the history. Frederick Douglass, Booker T. Washington, Carter G. Woodson, up to Malcolm X, Martin Luther King, and Fred Hampton. Like y'all murdering our leaders, and now it's our leaders is appointed upon us, Tupac, Biggie, et cetera, et cetera. And it's like, while our true hip hop leaders are being silenced, just like, well, they doing good. That's why I was watching. The what's the name was pretty cool, seeing RZA on Drink Champs, and because Drink Champs is doing pretty good, like 3 million subscribers. But y'all know how I feel about the Breakfast Club. So Chuck D on there was kind of hurtful to culture, but then Chuck D showed up on the other show, Sway Show, and it kind of redeemed itself. But Chuck D and what's the name have this issues. But I'm going over time on all that. Let me share this um what's the name real quick, and there it is.
It might be great for Dubai, to be able to affect the rainfall, but I'm sure it can also be weaponized. Let's go to the next clip.
That is all the clips we have.
That's all the clips we got. Short in, short out today. Um, we really wanted to touch on the L.A. riots and immigration, illegal immigration. I hope that we helped frame the cultural narrative taking place that is influencing or fueling these LA riots and what may end up being riots nationwide this coming weekend. And hopefully, people will start to see it for what it is. It's just a story that's being told about timelines and when one people arrived versus another people and who conquered who and who oppressed who. And, it's going back to Africa. The African tribes and nations were fighting each other long before the Europeans decided to come take a controlling interest or have a vested interest in Africa. Or if you want to go back far enough, you could say, well, there were always people visiting Africa. Look at the pyramids. This goes all the way back to the Inuaki and okay, cool. It's crazy to me. You don't believe in Jesus, He's got an oral and written tradition of 5,000 years, 2,000 short years with Christ, but you believe a story about 350,000 years ago about interplanetary and interstellar galactic wars that happened between lost civilizations and species from outer space and other galaxies. I mean, okay, it's fun. Yeah, Star Wars is cool. We all love a good Lucasfilm, and I'm not even saying that there may not be some truth to it. I'm not saying that there aren't other species out there who have been around for a million years. It's possible. But where are you getting your evidence? That's what I'm worried about. I'm worried about people's what they call epistemology, right? How to acquire knowledge, the rules, the sort of constraints, the technical ways of acquiring knowledge. That's what the term epistemology really talks about. And I do think we have an epistemological crisis in our society. I really do. I think people's framework to acquire knowledge and to discern what's true and what's not is gone batshit. I mean, I think it's just completely you know unwired. I think the wires have short circuited. I don't know how people are coming up with this. It's like the whole chromosome thing with men and women, and saying that there is no such thing as men or women. It's just the chromosomal science suggests that all men are really women and all women are really men. It's just like, okay, I mean, cool, man, cool, right? All right, man, cool.
Um, you know, and there it is. Um, talking about an epistemological crises, right? And then my definition is a little different, but I've been, I'll go back to that. Um, thanks for listening. Um, I'll be back with more something different. I just wanted to do a little something different, I guess, for this quick wrap. How much time did I give you? 17 minutes, more than enough. I'll be back with more gameplay. That game that I was just playing, it's a puzzle game. So I'll figure out how to share something a little different more. So and then the kid will be back soon, and we supposed to do he got us plans to play a couple classic games. So we'll be back with more of that too. And I just enjoy playing Pokemon. I leveled my so I might share some more of that and other things, and I might share other content creators or something. I'll make another video maybe. But make sure y'all enjoying yourselves. Our next big thing is watching Superman together. Looking forward to that, coming out July 17th, I think, or 7th. No, July 4th. So I think it's the 17th, the week after, the 11th or something like that. And yesterday was Momo and Wabi's daughter, the one first birthday. So I'll try to share a picture of them. And there it is. I mean, that's more than enough information that's going on. One God, our Father, art of time, hip hop, life, love. One as God is love, hip hop is lifetime is holy. Money is nothing more than a fourth dimensional illusion that really doesn't exist, because macro and microeconomics is nothing more than the art of making the most out of life, and that's hip hop. So make sure y'all enjoying yourselves, and I'll be back with more, knowledge, wisdom, and understanding of self. Peace.